Hey guys, welcome back to Investor Yoda. I'm Thomas Reggie Punaran and today I got my score above 800 and I want to share with you how you guys can get your score above 800. So let's talk about credit card scores. So there are 5 methods that help me improve my credit score. So let's start with the on-time payments. So the on-time payments form about 35% of your score. So you want to make sure you make all your payments on time. And this means even if you pay the minimum balance at the end of each of the billing cycles, that should be good enough, which counts as an on-time payment. So let's say you have made 59 on-time payments and you have 60 total number of payments. So that brings your percentage down to 98.3, which is not good enough. You need somewhere about 99 or even 100 to have a perfect on-time payment record. So for that, what you can do is you can increase the number of credit cards, or you can increase the number of payments that you use for each of your credit cards. Let's say, for example, you had made 119 one-time payments versus a total of 120 payments. So that brings your percentage to 99.1%. So you see what I mean. The more number of payments you have and the more total number of payments you have, your percentage goes up. So even if you miss one payment, you want to make sure you have more on-time payments. That way your percentage goes above 99%. Let's say you had one credit card in a year and that you had made 14 payments out of 15 total payments on that card. Your percentage came down to 93.3%. But let's say you had 8 or 10 credit cards over the next 4 or 5 years and you made 599 payments and you only missed one out of your total 600 payments. So even though you missed one payment, you still have your percentage about 99%. So the most important part in this is you make at least the minimum payment in every billing cycle. This way you have your on-time payments going up and your total number of payments increasing every month. With that said, let's go to the second part, which is the credit utilization. So normally 30% of your score is what is calculated based on your credit utilization. So for this example, let's say you have $10,000 and you're making $6,000 minimum payment. So that means you're using 60% of your card, which is not good enough if you want to increase your credit score. So one way you can get around this is by increasing your credit card limit, and the other way is having more credit cards. By this way, you're already increasing your credit card limit. So from $10,000, you might be having a credit limit of $50,000 or $60,000, which will bring down the percentage significantly on your $6,000 payment. So ideally, if you had paid down the entire $6,000 of your $10,000 limit, you would have a 0% utilization, which would bring the percentage to 0%. And this is ideal because ideally you don't want to be having more than 10% on your credit card utilization. So when I talked about increasing your credit card limit, what I meant is, let's say you had 30,000 credit card limit and you used only $300 of that limit. That means you're only using 1% of your entire limit. And this again makes your percentage into 0 to 9%, which is really good. So 3 takeaways from this is: have a lot of credit, don't keep a lot of balance, and increase your credit by asking for an increase in credit line, which you can do on every card 6 to 12 months. So the third part is going to be your credit history. You want to make sure you have your length of credit history more than 5 to 7 years. Now, how do you do this? I mean, I started when I was 26, but I would say you should start it even sooner if you can. The more number of years you have in your credit history, the better your score gets. What I mean by that is, let's say you got a credit card today, and in 4 years, the average credit history on your card is going to be 4 years, right? Let's say that means in 4 years you had one credit card, and again today you purchased another credit card. That brings significantly the history of your credit card down. So from 4 years of having credit history, because you bought another credit card today, that's going to cut the credit card history into half and make it to 2 years. So as soon as possible, try to get a credit card so that you can get your credit history going up. So ideally you would want to have 7 to 9 years of credit card history to improve your credit score. But again, this doesn't make much of a difference because it's still only accounted for 15% of your total credit score. Now let's go to the next part, which is the total credit lines. Now again, this is weighed in at 10%. So again, this is not as much as the first 2 categories I talked about, but it's important to have multiple credit card accounts. The reason why I say that is, the more credit card accounts you have, the banks trust you more and your score improves, and if you manage it well, if you're utilizing only below 10%, that shows that even though your credit limit has increased and you have a high credit, you are still only utilizing less than 10% of your credit card, which puts you at low risk according to the credit bureau. They think you are good in handling more debt and you're not going to overuse your credit limit. So ideally, according to the bureau, you got to have somewhere between 10 to 20 credit card accounts, but I think that's a little too much. Even if you have 5 credit cards, I believe that is good enough. And again, this only forms 10%, so this is not going to affect much on your credit score. So the last part, which is the total hard enquiries. I know when we get a new credit card or when we go buy a phone or a laptop, they might run hard enquiries on your credit just to make sure you're not overusing your credit limit and they can lend you money. Again, hard enquiries only form 10% of your score, so it's not going to make a huge difference, but it's important to take care of your hard enquiries. You'd ideally want to have not more than 1 to 2 hard enquiries a year, and I know it's inevitable. You might have to get a new credit card or a new phone or a new laptop, so you might have to run that hard enquiry. But the interesting fact about this is that your hard enquiry only affects your score the first year, and it only stays in your record for 2 years. So you can always get rid of the hard enquiries in a couple of years. So here you go. That's how I got my score above 800. If you follow all these 5 criteria, I'm pretty sure pretty soon you're going to be having a score above 800, and I hope all of you reach there pretty soon. Thanks again for watching my video, and if you enjoyed my video, please hit the like button and smash the subscribe button so I can bring you more content in the future. Thank you. Bye bye.